television screens bullshitting us about how clean gas is. The only thing that gas is cleaner than is coal, which isn't really saying very much.
This is gas fracking, a potentially dangerous and harmful practice that damages not only the environment, but also the health and safety of those living near these fracking sites. This is the future of Western Australia.
Gas fracking simply can't be done safely. Best practice gas fracking means polluted groundwater, contaminated air and poisoned communities. Gas fracking is an extreme technology which involves pumping huge volumes of water at very high pressure underground. It fractures underground rocks which then release gas up through those wells that they drill. The problems with it are that the wells are drilled through groundwater aquifers, and this high pressure involved with gas fracking, enough to fracture those rocks, also means that those wells start to leak. So we have chemicals and we have gas leaking into groundwater aquifers, which is a significant and serious risk from gas fracking everywhere else in the world where it's been done. Gas fracking also involves very significant clearing of vegetation on the surface of the land. It involves toxic wastewater which comes out of the gas wells after they've been fracked, which then has to be managed and runs a risk of contaminating surface water. And it also produces very significant greenhouse gas emissions. So it's not a clean fuel. It produces similar greenhouse emissions in the order of coal-fired power and coal burning.
There are many health concerns caused by fracking. These include, but are certainly not limited to, respiratory problems, anemia and cancers such as leukemia and lung cancer, skin burns and poisoning from chemically contaminated water, and the most worrying, neurological damage, especially in children. Frack Free Geraldton, a group of farmers and locals against gas fracking, have told Undercurrent in a special statement that what concerns people most is the high risk of contamination of our precious water supplies and the overuse of these limited resources.
But 15 years after the industry starts in the United States, the evidence is now starting to come through. Fracking contaminates groundwater. Fracking is a health hazard, and we need to heed the lessons which are coming out of a place like the US, where they frack the hell out of it now for 2 decades.
There's been a lot of reports on the stuff from overseas. They've seen the effects of it, and they still want to bring it here. They still want to do it.
You get to the point where you start to throw up because it is just so intense, this horrible taste in your mouth. Then we've got the constant headaches.
When is it going to be enough to get something done? What, do they have to start dying? Is that what it's going to come down to?
Farmers are justly outraged at the plan to establish gas fracking in Western Australia. At this point in time, state legislation declares that farms, native title land and national parks are all open for business, despite any complaints anyone might have, including these of farm owners. Considering the strong objections towards gas fracking in Western Australia, the government's lack of enthusiasm towards developing renewable energies, there is a call for a safer, cleaner and cheaper alternative. John Carmona, Managing Director of Verde Cosmos, believes he has found just that.
It's very, very simple. It runs by gravity, which I use the forces around the Earth. Anything comes from the sky down is energy. So I have done utilise gravity with mechanical forces to make the machine run.
The small generator shown here generates 5.5 kilowatts per hour, and John estimates that the cost of building a larger one to run Perth would cost a maximum of $40 million, only a quarter of the price of coal, and poses no health and environmental risks like gas fracking does.
Well, like I say, I have a meeting with senators, Minister for Energy. They listen to me. Don't want to know. Don't want to know. Tell me why.
I think there was a period of time where innovation, whether it's coming from our universities and research institutes, from private industry, or from solo inventors who've got a great idea, we established ARENA, which brought together all of the different Commonwealth packages for renewable energy funding under one roof, and actually gave those innovators the opportunity to get their ideas to market, get them developed and commercialised. The current government, the federal government and certainly the state government, are utterly hostile to renewable energy, and we're seeing it in media reporting, we're seeing it in press statements from government, state and federal. So I really feel for the innovators who are trying to do the right thing, all the way through to the big companies that want to put renewables on the grid, because at the moment the government is the enemy, not the friend.
Well, Western Australia has got an amazing potential to tap into very significant renewable energy resources. We've got fantastic sunlight, really good wind resources, wave power that we could be tapping into. So really we could be the centre of gravity internationally for the emerging renewable energy sector. Unfortunately, the state government haven't been pursuing those opportunities. Instead, they've been subsidising dirty and polluting forms of energy, such as gas fracking, but also coal-fired power. So really, this is the wrong direction for the future in terms of Western Australia's energy needs.
Well, what we're seeing is that local communities are leading the way, and these are not your traditional greenies. These are people who find themselves on the firing line. Farmers, pastoralists, ordinary families, including in the suburbs, because these gas reserves are all over the place. And they are then joining traditional allies like the Greens and environmental campaigners, researchers and academics and people with an interest in protection of the environment. And so we're seeing people standing up as they have done. Everywhere, nearly everywhere in the world, where the fracking industry has set up shop and proposes to exchange clean water reserves for fossil fuel extraction, people stand up and fight. And that's happening here in Western Australia and around the world.
Gas fracking is a decision that will affect everyone, including our future generations. We need to make our voice heard to stop gas fracking in Western Australia. This is Jacinta Dickens reporting for Undercurrent.